Alright guys, today we're going to be unboxing my new frames. So I decided to switch up my setup, try something new. I've tried most setups already, I usually do four wheels rockered. I'm not a fan of tri-skates, though I have tried them. And I'm finally trying out a 5-wheel frame. So this will be my first ever 5-wheel frame. I have never done 5 wheels before. Why I haven't, honestly, I find that 5 wheels is actually pretty common in the downhill scene. So people who bomb hills and do like mountains and all that, when they go real fast, it's always good to have, a longer frame, more wheels, lower center of gravity. So you see 5-wheel setups very often in downhill inline skating. So I didn't go down that route. I'm not going to be, bombing hills or anything like that. So I went down the new route, which you see a lot, is 5 wheels for wizard skating. Oh man, Leon should have copyrighted that term. But anyways, so there's been a lot of 5-wheel wizard skating setups, and I do have some wizard-esque like moves, but I've never really, invested myself too heavily in it. And it's something I want to try, something new, something different, So to do wizard skating, you need a setup, the appropriate setup. So I went with this 5 wheels. So the company I went with, it's called YoYoSkate, and I first came across their frames on Instagram. The algorithm got me, and they caught my eye, particularly because I didn't even know all the quirks and the advancements of the skate that I was actually getting. I was gonna had. I just liked its aesthetics. So I picked it purely on aesthetics, and when I further looked into it, I realized all the other benefits the frame actually had. So the frames I chose out are called the Sago 5S PR. Now, I don't know why they're called Sago, or if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but 5S, 5 wheels. I don't know what the S is for. PR is for a progressive rocker. Yeah, the rocker is designed so you're always touching 2 wheels at a time, not 3. So it's nice, long transition, good for wizard moves. A longer frame lets you put more weight on the edges, so on your toe or on your heel. Better for pivots and toe rolls and all that good stuff. So let's finally get to the frame, because I'm talking a lot. Today we're going to be unboxing the YoYoSkate Sago 5S PR. Alright, so I got the box here. So the box came with several things. I got the complete kit, and the complete kit goes around for $300, just short under $300, and it comes with 10 wheels, and I'll get to the wheels in a second, because something particular about this. So it came with 10 wheels, ILQ, twin cam ILQ 9 bearings. All right. The funny part is that I don't know if you guys were around for the beginning of tri-skates, but in the beginning of tri-skating, there was an issue when the tri-skates first came out, because no one sold wheels in pairs of 3s or bearings. So when you originally bought a tri-skate, it still might happen now, I don't really tri-skate, so let me know in the comments if that's still a problem. You always had to buy an extra wheel, or you always had extra bearings, because no one sold a set for a 3-wheel setup. So that's true of this now too. That's one of those things that kind of kept me away from a 5-wheel setup. It's kind of like you have to buy individual wheels, and the wheels that are usually sold individually are the more expensive ones. And the bearings also, you'd always be short, because no one sells bearings for 5-wheel setups, and I don't even think you can buy bearings individually. So luckily I got the complete kit from from YoYoSkate, which included the bearings. But this is, I think, what is it, 16? This is only for a 4-wheel setup, So they had to actually include additional bearings in a little bag on the side, which I think is pretty funny. But yeah, they threw in enough bearings. I guess they split one of these up and take some of these out and throw them in. So now I have the right amount of bearings for this setup. But yeah, if you were to buy bearings and wheels individually, it might be a little challenge getting into a 5-wheel setup. But yeah, back to the overhead. Let's get to the overhead. So yeah, in the box, it was another box, came in a larger box. Like I said, came with these bearings here, the extra bearings to complete it, and then it came with 80 millimeter wheels, and these are Flying Eagle drift wheels. These are the Flying Eagle drift wheels, and the ones that I'm holding right now are 80 millimeters, and they're also 88A, which is on the harder side, definitely on the harder side. And these harder wheels are definitely good for like wizard skating, better power transfer, and harder wheels tend to slide a little better too. So definitely the right wheels for the scenario, kind of hard and slidey, perfect for wizard skating. They're included in the kit. Oh yeah, so these are 80s, but one of the wheels here actually is, or two of them, is a 72, and it's the same exact wheel from the same brand, just smaller. These are the Flying Eagle drift wheels, 72 millimeters, also 88A. So we'll get to why they do that now. Let's unbox this. All right. So as you can see, the seal's already broken. I kind of cheated. I'm gonna be honest. I got them, and I really couldn't hold back. I really wanted to check them out, so I already opened it. So this is not really first time unboxing, but yeah, let's go. So nice little box right here. Reveals another box. So you see some branding right here. Let's grab this. Let's get this box out the way. There's some more info here, some more information about the company inside that box, and a description of technical stuff. And unfortunately for me, it is not in English, so I don't know what it's saying, but the same information is provided on their website, so I'm gonna put this to the side. But essentially it's discussing all of the parts that are included in the setup, and what makes it special, and technical aspects of it, but we'll get to that. So now we have the actual box. As you can see, it's already ripped on the bottom. Let's switch to the other camera so you can see it. So here we have, let's see if it can focus, YoYoSkate, and the A is upside down on skate. Sago 5S frames, 165 is the mount. It also comes in other mounts. I don't know if this frame in particular, but they make several frames that come in different standards, from UFS to 165, including Trinity. So yeah, and here it says the giveaway, and it's a 5-wheel setup, but I don't know if you can see it here. It's 80, 72, 80, 80, and 80. Now, you might be wondering why one of the wheels is actually smaller. So their claim is that this is the lowest 5-wheel setup on the market, and they achieve this by going with a 72 millimeter wheel. So it's all 80s except for one of the wheels, which is 72 millimeters. And the reason they do this is because that 72 millimeter wheel lands exactly where the 165 mount is in the front. So it's a second to front wheel. And if they would have went with 80 millimeters, the height of the frame would have went up to 4 millimeters taller. So they were able to reduce 4 millimeters off the frame by making the second to most front wheel 72 instead of 80. And the idea is the lower center of gravity, the more control you have. And I don't know how much a 4 millimeter difference makes, but it's kind of cool that they're trying to push the limit and getting as close to the ground as possible. One of the issues with these like multi setups I had, for example, like I had the Icon Decode 90, like it did everything right, but when you did a 5 by whatever wheel setup it was kind of ridiculous because you had all that extra frame and then like these tiny wheels on the bottom. It was a little bit comedic, to be honest. This is, a single use frame. It's only 5 wheels, even though you can actually set this up as a tri-skate. They sell these adapters you would put where the mounts are to make enough clearance to have a tri-skate setup, but I'm never gonna do that. I hate tri-skates, so yeah. But yeah, this is designed primarily to be just a 5-wheel setup, and it's engineered to achieve that best, and that's why they removed they were able to remove a 4mm of height on it by making the wheel second most to the front 72mm instead of 80. So yeah, I already opened this, right? I already told you guys that I opened this. I couldn't wait. I wanted to see what was inside. So some of it's already unboxed. I already pulled out a frame. Here's the first frame. Boom. Look at that. What else do we have in the box? We have a nice, I like all this paper and protection. No plastic so far, so kudos for that. Oh, paper. And then there's another frame. No for no paper. They sent an Allen wrench, a hex key, 4mm, I assume. We got a sticker here. You can just throw it on your helmet or your skates, whatever you want. And some more stickers. Okay, they really went in with those stickers. A lot of stickers. Just put them on everything. All right, let's leave it out here. Let's do the plug real quick. All right, I think this is upside down. I probably should have flipped it. Hopefully I can flip it in post. Let's chuck this to the side. The box is done. Chuck it to the side. All right, so let's talk about these frames. When I first saw them, I thought they were good looking frames. So let's switch to the other camera. So when I first saw these frames online, I thought they were pretty good looking because they had the brushed finish. It's like it's a raw. So let's talk about the stats real quick. So the frames are made of a 7005 aluminum. It is brushed metal, and I like the brushed metal versus like a coat of paint on top of it, because I feel like when your frames are painted, they don't age as well, because they might look pretty in the beginning because they're shiny or they're a cool color, but if you're really skating them, I feel like they don't age well once they get scratched up and ugly. I like this raw look. It reminds me of like the initial, like the wizard frames have this really raw look to them. But it wasn't enough for it. Like they didn't really like get lazy. I feel like a lot of these modern frames, right? So here are the frames right here. Let's get it in focus. A lot of these modern frames, they're like essentially just pieces of aluminum, like CNC pieces of aluminum, and with very little aesthetic design to it. This almost borders on that, but then they added this cutout here for their logo for Yo-Yo, which is pretty cool. Like I said, I really like this raw look, this brushed metal. I feel like it's gonna age well, even though as I scratch it up, it's not gonna look marred, but it's gonna. I feel like aesthetically it'll age better. Another thing that caught my eye is, so where the mount is for 165, you have the lateral adjustment built in right here, so you can laterally adjust them, right? But the cool part is, I don't know if you can see it. So over here, where the frame touches the boot, there's actually knurling. So it's like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with knurling. Like in the gym, you have knurling on weights. So it's like gives you that extra grip. It's texturized and you can feel it. I don't know. Let me see if I can get this to focus. So yeah, there you go. See, you can see that knurling there. And that's something I haven't seen on frames yet. I think it's a good idea because with wizard skating, there's a lot of edging and stuff, Let's see, there's a lot of like crazy edging, and it's very possible that your frame will slide, So this is kind of cool. I wonder if this will really improve. Like, I don't know if you guys ever had that issue. I do some hard slides a lot, and then sometimes my frame does shift a bit, and I have to tighten it. So I feel like this texture, this knurling on the frame might actually help. This is cool to see. I wish more frames did this. If this works, I think everyone should adopt this. It's pretty easy. Oh yeah, so we haven't spoken about the frame. It's pretty basic in a good sense. The axles thread right through into the frame, so it's one-sided Allen key. You don't want to carry two tools. Most frames are like this. You just thread it in, and it threads into the actual frame. Nice axles, pretty standard now. They came with spacers, so You know, you don't have to buy spacers. The frames have the spacers included. Let's see what the frame length out says. Like, this is included on this. We got a little tag here. Let's see what the tag says. The frame length is 3/16 millimeter, so not too long. You know, that's one of my fears when I do if you do 5-wheel skating. At some point, they get too long and they feel clumsy. But this is not gonna feel at 3/16. It's not gonna feel long, but it's definitely gonna be long enough to allow me to do more with this interesting rocker. I really like the aesthetic. I'm not gonna lie to you. With the brushed metal, you know, very raw and finished look, and this like knurling here, where the frame mounts, it really gives it like the look of a tool. You know, like something you would work with for crafting. Has a very raw look to it. I'm hoping it ages well. I feel like it will, being that it's just this brushed metal. So we're gonna set it up now. I don't know the purpose of setting it up, but we're gonna watch you set it up real quick. So I'll probably cut through this because, you know, no one wants to see this, I guess. So that's kind of odd because in this case, there's spacers already. There's some spacers here, right? But there's already spacers here. So I guess that's cool to have extra, right? But yeah, I have the bearings. I guess it's a kit and they kind of just do it in. So the spacers are there that I already have. So I'm gonna have some extra spacers. So let's push these bearings into the wheels. I was originally considering doing this a live stream. I don't know if you guys remember when I set up the decode, it was actually a live stream, but I've been really busy. So I don't know. I felt like I couldn't announce the live stream early enough. If you are a patron, oh, I'm using these spacers. I did. Okay, then I gotta remove one. So if you're a patron, you would have known I got these frames already. I announced it in advance. But I've been really busy and my schedule has been all over the place. So I have not been able to like coordinate properly. So I got the sonic tool here and we're gonna push these bearings in with it. Because there you go, these things do not want to sit. All right, we're just gonna use the spacers from the actual kit, even though there's some already on the frame. There you go, get those in. Man, those things are sitting tight. All right, so we got 80, 72, 72. We're gonna set up one frame right now. Just one. I'll do the other one off camera. So, have you guys done 5-wheel setups yet? Like I said, this is my first time trying out a 5-wheel setup, and I'm really looking forward to it because I want to get into more technical skating. I kind of been bored of the whole just basic urban skating, so I feel like this route will make things a little more interesting, you know, and help me become a better skater. So I gotta push all these in. It's tedious. Luckily I have the tool. Alright. A few more wheels to go. Now, so I have been teaching lots of lessons. For those who don't know, I teach inline skating lessons. And if you're in New York City and you want to up your skating and master the streets, feel free to hit me up. But yeah, because of it though, my schedule hasn't been as open. So I'm actually going to do my first impressions tomorrow, and I'm gonna slip it in between my lessons because I have lessons throughout the day tomorrow. So there will be no first impressions now because it's actually pretty late, and after filming this video, I'm going to be going to bed. So no first impressions today. So we got us the 5 wheels. All right, let's set this frame up. I'm so happy that I'm back to a frame that works with my tool. Before I had the decode frames, and the axles had that star key, you know, the one that's pretty much only Power Slide uses. So I had to carry my Sonic tool, which previously solved everything, and the star key on the side. But that is no longer the case. My Sonic tool will do everything. I don't have any frames or skates that use a star key, so that's why it was particularly annoying. I imagine if you have a key, or you have the star version of this, I think, what is it called? I know this is the F tool. I don't know what the other one's called. It wouldn't be that difficult, but it was kind of annoying for me because I literally had to carry that star tool just for one thing, and that was the axles. Let's set this up. Man, let's have to look at this again. This frame, I'm feeling it. I really like this raw look. Like, it just looks like it came straight out of the mill, you know? Boom. It's like a tool, you know, nothing pretty, nothing like, you know, pretty basic, but in a good way. And this knurling right here for the grip, you hear that? Man, I wonder how that's gonna work out. But yeah, let's get these wheels on. So, first wheel is 80. We got the 80 millimeter in the front. 88A, these are the Flying Eagle drift wheels. 80A, boom. On the 80, next one is that 72, that oddball, that smaller wheel. You can actually see that it's actually offset. So let's get this. Actually, I'll put all the wheels and then I'll switch to the camera to show you the offset. Let's just get these wheels in. Last wheel in. All right, we're only gonna do one because it would take too long to do the other, and I won't be mounting them now. I'll do that off camera. So that's it. This is the setup with all the wheels on it. And I don't know if you noticed, I didn't notice it before, but you see all these are lined up except for this one here. So it's lower. So this is actually the 72 millimeter wheel. So not only is it smaller to not hit the bolt that would be here on the 165 mount, but it's also actually lower. So as you can see, these are all lined up except for this one here, which is slightly lower. So man, they must have really cut it close, because they had to make not only this wheel smaller, 72 millimeters, but they also had to bring it down. So yeah, this frame, they definitely try to get low to the ground as low as possible and did everything necessary to do it. So I'm really wondering how that's gonna play out, if I'm gonna feel that difference. So here you go. This is it, completely set up. Let's see if we can get this to focus. There you go, look at this thing. It is looking good. It is a good looking frame. Look at that, look at that brushed aluminum. Look at that. And like I said, you can see it here. This wheel is lower. I don't know if I can line it up so you can see it. Let me this way. So as you can see here, it's this one's actually lower. So you can see all the bolts are even except for that one. Cuts it pretty close. It's pretty low to the frame. See, just almost, this is the limit they're pushing there. But yeah, anything to get it lower looks really good. I can't wait to try it. I guess I can put it on the table. Man, I wish I had a camera down here. So It's a progressive rocker, so you can definitely, I don't know if you guys can see it, it's definitely not flat, you can feel it. The idea is that you'll have, what is it, 4 zones of rocker, so you can just have all your weight in the front, and then you'll only be using these 2 wheels, so you're not really on the other one. This wheel has friction, but I can still kind of turn it. And these are completely free rolling. The 2 in the back are completely free rolling. This one has some friction, but I can still spin it. And these are touching the ground entirely, the 2 front ones. Next, we have this other zone right here, which is these 2 wheels. Let's put all our weight right here on these 2 wheels. And see at the front, it can still spin. The wheel behind it, I don't know if you can see it, it's spinning. I can spin this wheel here, and I can spin the rear wheel. So look at that, you're 2 wheels at a time. And this zone right here, so somewhere almost towards the back, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain these positions, but the 2 wheels almost towards the back. Once again, front wheel free spinning, the one after that free spinning. Obviously the ones that were on these 2 wheels are not spinning at all, and I can still free spin the back. Look at that. And then the final zone, the rear, so the 2 rear wheels with pressure on them. I can kind of, the front wheel, it is grippy, but I can still rotate it. So the wheel ahead of it, I can still spin it, but you can see it kind of pulls me away and then loses some grip. The second to front wheel, that's 72 millimeter, can still free spin fully. And then the front wheel, definitely free spinning. You guys can see that. So it's interesting, 4 pressure zones pretty much. I think that's the point of the progressive rocker. Yeah, this is interesting. I'm really looking forward to using these and seeing my wizard moves. Like I said, this is just the unboxing and a setup. Tomorrow, I will be trying these out, but like I said, I'm busy all day. I'm gonna be trying these out in between lessons, so I'll try to get some footage. In between lessons. I'll bring the cameras along, and then after that, I'm actually taking them to Wednesday Night Skate, but I don't think this is an ideal setup for Wednesday Night Skate. Like, yes, it's doable. Obviously, you can do distance in any frame if you're willing to work a little harder or just go through the kinks. But something like this, I think it's better for just like messing around in an area, nice open area, good grounds, feeling out the floor, feeling out your edges, you know. I'm gonna take them on the urban skate, but honestly, I don't think that's the environment for them. I guess I'll just get some footage when I'm out there, and let's focus on this. I'll get some footage out there for it and feel them out, but hopefully between my lessons I can try them in the ideal environment, because I really don't want to burn my wheels. These are 5 wheels, you know, it's expensive. 5 wheels are expensive, so I don't think I'm too broke. You know, you guys can always pick up some merch. The cups back there help me afford these wheels now that I have more of them. I don't want to be doing crazy stops on this and all that, you know. I really don't want to burn these wheels. I kind of just want to enjoy the setup for what it is, for some wizard skating, some technical stuff, some edges, some pivots. So yeah, that's it for the video. Tell me what you guys think of the frames. These are the YoYoSkate Sago 5S PR, and definitely something new, something different. It's a 5-wheel setup, but one of the wheels is a 72 to get the frame as low as possible. I like the aesthetic, that brushed metal, no paint, nice raw. And like I said, this knurling right here where the frame mounts is definitely new. I haven't seen this before. If you have, let me know on what frame, and I wonder what effect it'll take. All right, I look forward to using these, and if you have any questions, if I missed anything, I'll do my best to answer them. Leave the comments below, leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time.